our tea, once again, I want to welcome you and appreciate the efforts in coming to grace this occasion for us and to rub minds with us on how to move our businesses forward. Yours and ours together, we can actually partner and make the most of our relationships. That's why we're here. There are 3 different areas available for collaboration. First, we can talk about maintenance of the vehicles when we sell them. We can talk about the body repairs and the aesthetics of the vehicle, trying to prepare the vehicles for sales. Yeah, because they need to be top notch. Of course, no matter how the engine is, people will normally look at the body of the vehicle, and we have a very strong and, of course, first of its kind body and paint shop here. The third thing is sometimes some of you also would like to get spare parts, so we know that. So it's available. We are making this place available, unlike before when Toyota used to deal strictly with dealerships. We are open from this spot to doing business on spare parts with you for those that want to get spare parts. And sometimes you need all kinds of support, and we also will need some kind of support from you, maybe some knowledge, training, and all that. All these are all together. So we will start first of all by just sharing with you a little information on the quality of spare parts. After that, we will go on to do a presentation on body and paint. And after body and paint, both doing the job, getting people trained to do quality body and paint job, and of course, all the materials. We have a whole lot of materials and paints available. We are major distributors to a lot of the foreign companies. Then we come to the general service, which is about your vehicle maintenance, how we can partner with collaborations with referrals and all that. Okay, so these are the 3 presentations we'll start with. We want to begin first by showing you 3 videos. For me, I can always assemble my own engine. I can always carry a new engine and put there. If the body of the vehicle is not okay, I don't think it is worth anything, you understand? So we look at what we can do, working with you to make sure the vehicles you bring in, whether they are accidented or whatever, they can be brought to that standard that when it's put out, they look pretty much like a very brand new vehicle. And we can show you our workshop we have here and the standards. Then after that, I can now do my own presentation. So let us watch the videos briefly. They are short video clips. First, we start with the oil filter. Okay, our engineers, are you ready? Let's look at the oil filter. Thank you very much.
Hey, what's up with your car? Aha! You went to a garage and not a dealership, right? You know, some of those places use counterfeit parts, even for air filters. It can be so dangerous. Listen up, and I'll tell you why. Engines need fuel, right? To give us power, they also need clean air. The air filter removes dust from the air that goes into the engine everywhere we drive. It's such an important part. It gives the engine the clean air it needs. Oh yeah, and don't forget, it's a part that you need to change regularly. Take a look. There are different types of counterfeits out there. Check this one out. They're different colors, but that's not all. It's actually hard to see the differences just by looking at them. You know, they perform so differently. Some can remove enough dust, but they quickly clog up and affect airflow. Others have rubber seals that quickly become damaged and let dust in from the sides. Look at this. We put the filter in a holder to compare how much air passes through. See this tube? We put a ping pong ball in there so we can easily see how much air is coming through. Pretty cool, huh? The tube is located right where the air would be coming out and going into the engine. The higher the ball, the better. When they're new, they're about the same. All right, now we're going to compare them every 10,000 kilometers. Interesting. At 10,000 kilometers, the ball for the counterfeit air filter is already lower. At 20,000 kilometers, it's even lower. I wonder if it's starting to clog up. At 30,000 kilometers, the genuine part hasn't changed at all, but the counterfeit air filter has gone even lower. Whoa! Even at 40,000 kilometers, the genuine air filter is still up there. Look at the counterfeit one. It's gone all the way down. As we drove, the counterfeit filter got worse and worse. The engine couldn't breathe in enough air, so it couldn't give us enough power. If you keep driving without enough air, it might even affect fuel economy. When we look closely at the counterfeit air filter, it's shorter by 1 millimeter and even has less pleats. The genuine filter also has 1.4 times the surface area to filter dust, so it would take longer for it to clog up. It continues to deliver the right amount of air to the engine while removing dust from the air. The amazing thing about the genuine air filter is that it continues to do both of these things for tens of thousands of kilometers. Now let's look at this part. This piece of rubber is really important. It stops dust from getting into the engine. Some counterfeit filters use low-quality rubber that hardens and deforms due to engine heat. The affected rubber lets dust get in because the edges aren't properly sealed. We set up an interesting experiment to test the quality of the seal. We filled up a bag with orange dust and pulled air through a heated filter at the same rate an engine does. And here's the rubber seal that blocks the orange dust from getting into the engine. But when the rubber is damaged by heat, it can create gaps and dust can get in. Now let's compare the genuine filter to the counterfeit filter. When the orange dust crosses this border, it means dust is getting into the engine. Look at this area on the counterfeit filter. See where the dust is creeping in? It keeps coming in because air is flowing through the gap in the seal. We tried one more time, and guess what? This time, the dust came in from the side. With the genuine filter, it's still nice and clean. See, dust and even something like sand can come in from the sides when you use counterfeit filters and might end up in your engine. If sand gets in, it can potentially damage the engine. If you damage the inside of an engine, you might start hearing strange noises and have less power, or you may experience other engine problems. Now, you know why counterfeit parts can be so dangerous. I know what you're thinking. Where can I go to get a genuine air filter replacement? There you go.
We could just summarize that in just 2 sentences. One is that the genuine one provides you a greater space. There is a larger space for absorbing the dust, even if the same quantity passes, because over a larger area, it's going to have smaller effect. But when you have a short area, it gets clogged so fast. That's why at 10,000 you see, while the other one is still not, because there's still adequate space for the air to pass. With the smaller one, it's already getting close. So the more kilometers you do, the less air you get through, and you are choking your engine, just the same way you choke a human being out of air. Then, of course, you see the second side of it, because certainly the shortness reduces also the area, but the shortness allows the thing to play. You know, when you have already created a box for it, the thickness of the air filter is also made to fit. But this one plays because it is shorter. Therefore, there is a risk of the seal itself having some pressure at that time and then allowing inclusions from outside to enter. And by the time you see dust or even sand entering inside, it means that the total product of the flue, after you've burnt whatever flue you got in there, your fuel and, of course, air together, you will have a lot of dust there. and your oil is going to take that and continuously get contaminated. The oil will lose its characteristics of taking in the heat, washing off the oil area, creating lubrication, and then your engine will suffer. So, but then, why do we say this? Because people think it is very simple. You can always take it, and when you bring it out, you clean it up. But you can do that a couple of times, and the more you use it, the more it fails. And when you have less air to combust, mix with your fuel, and then to combust with the power, that is the fire that you have, maybe electricity or whatever means, even if you can use matches to light the fire. The thing is that for combustion to happen, you have to have the fuel, you have to have the air mixed together, and then you put the power there. So anyhow it happens, the fact is, if the mixture is not at the standard quantity that is required, the mixture, what is called, we call it a stoichiometric ratio in mechanical engineering when you're talking about such. So if it is not so, then the engine, the output of whatever mix you have will not be adequate. So the engine will start to lose power. Yeah, so you see, when you rev, you don't get enough. The same thing happens sometimes, you see, when your exhaust, your exhaust gasket, the manifold gasket is also bad, your engine starts to lose power. It's still the same that happens there, okay? So this is about air cleaner. It is cheap, and people still go for cheaper ones. But the important thing and the interesting thing is that with regards to getting the original one and getting also the fake one, the prices are not much different, I can tell you. When it comes to items like this, we are well placed against competition. So why would somebody then go for inferior ones when you can actually buy the superior one for relatively the same price? I can assure you that if you want, after this, we can give you our price list and you can see the parts. We've checked competition out there. We are not expensive when it comes to periodic maintenance parts. Okay, let's take the next one, oil filter, and see how it is.
Hey, what's up with your car? Aha! You went to a garage and not a dealership, right? You know, some of those places use counterfeit parts, like oil filters. It can be so dangerous. Listen up, and I'll tell you why. Did you know the oil filter is a very important part that removes sludge from engine oil, keeping your engine healthy? Okay, these are oil filters and their boxes. Many counterfeit filters can look the same, so it's easy to be tricked. But watch out, they perform very differently. See that yellow part? That's what filters your oil. And it affects engine performance too. Let's take a closer look. Whoa, what a difference! The genuine filter on the left is so dense. That's why it removes so much sludge. Yep. And this? This is how oil filter performance is tested. First, black powder is added to brand new oil. Then it is pumped through genuine and counterfeit filters. Now we'll really see the difference. Look at that! The genuine filter on the left is giving us very clean and clear oil. The oil from the counterfeit one on the right, it hasn't changed at all. This is before the test. They were both black, right? 15 minutes later, look at the oil on the left. It's so clear. On the right, with the counterfeit filter, it's still black. Imagine, if you use this counterfeit filter, that sludge will keep running through your engine and cause serious engine damage, resulting in a breakdown. You know, filter performance isn't the only difference. See that piece of rubber? It's called a gasket, and it prevents oil leaks. The low-quality rubber used on counterfeit parts hardens with heat. Now you have to worry about oil leaks too. Here, the filter is being tested for durability with strong engine vibrations. Let's look at how they're doing. Uh-oh, guess what? The counterfeit filter on the right started leaking oil in the middle of the test. But seriously, an oil leak might cause a fire. It's pretty dangerous. Be careful. The genuine part on the left? No problem. I'm not surprised. I know what you're thinking. If they all look the same, what am I supposed to do, right? There you go. Now you know why counterfeit parts can be so dangerous.
This is, like I told you, this is the oil filter, and it's for cleaning up your engine, reducing the temperature, and of course, providing lubrication. That's these very basic things it do. We had last week some samples of both the original cutaways so that you could see the inside. But here, the parts manager is not around today. He is busy somewhere. That's why you couldn't have that. But then again, it's about the quality. You could see the density, how packed the original one is, and the other one is loose. It could allow all kinds of intrusions into the system. And when you test them, you see this one could leak. And there is, when you look at the inferior one, how the counterfeit, you see it has spring inside. But with the genuine filter, oil filter, it has a ball inside. And that ball moves up or recedes to allow flow, given the pressure that it is experiencing. But when you look at the other one, it has spring. Maybe after this, if it could interact more with you, we'll show you the difference. It's very, very clear. But again, like I said, we are not expensive compared to competitors. So now here is a very simple part, oil filter, costs less to nothing, but is capable of damaging the entire engine. And we know how much the new engines are. Even the fairly used engines, we know that most of them 2.2 and all that. So you have a 2.2 fairly used engine, and then you damage it because of oil filter of 3,000 or 4,000, you can see. Simple thing like we say in Nigeria, penny wise, pound foolish. But if you use a quality one and you make sure your maintenance is done at a proper garage, of course your vehicle is going to last long. I've used so many vehicles, and after 15 years, I have not ever needed to overhaul any of my vehicle's engines. I'm telling you, never, not once. The one that I got in 2016 is still being used by somebody out here, down here. One of my people that bought it from me, the one we call Bank Corolla. Never, never, never. You can see an engine of 16 years now, if you look at it, is still very pretty much new. The vehicle is down there. I hope Vincent brought his vehicle, Abi. Gabriel. Vincent, did he bring the Corolla? Is it down there? Yeah, he's one of my boys here that bought it. Since 2006, I started using, September 18th, I started using that vehicle. Never overhauled the engine. It's still that same way. Because we use quality parts here. Okay, let's have the third one. It's the brake pad. These are just the 3 key items. Let us look at the brake pad. Okay.
Hey, what's up with your car? Aha, you went to a garage and not a dealership, right? You know some of those places use counterfeit brake pads? It can be so dangerous. Listen up, and I'll tell you why. Do you know what makes cars safely come to a stop? Let me break it down for you. See that blue thing? That's the disc rotor, and it turns with the tire. What happens when we pinch that disc? Friction is generated, and the wheel stops. That's how your car stops. Here, these fingers show us what the brake pads would be doing in your car's brakes. As you can imagine, it's a really important part. Let's look at some genuine and counterfeit brake pads side by side. Can you tell which one's which? The ones on the left are genuine. The ones on the right are counterfeit, and in one country, someone actually used them. They were gonna cause a serious accident. If we look closely, we can see that although the counterfeit has the same part number, one of the pads in the box can't be installed. You know, if the pads are forced into place during installation, the brakes won't work properly. Let's check out the inside. When we zoom in, they look different. See? Let's take a closer look. See the structure? The yellow part is a binding fiber that holds the brake materials together. In the genuine brake pad, these yellow fibers and brake materials have been thoroughly mixed and are evenly spread out. This gives the pad its strength. The fibers act in a similar way to the reinforcement bars found in reinforced concrete. In the counterfeit pad, the materials haven't been properly mixed, and as you can see, everything is unevenly scattered. Not only that, these pads contain lead. That's bad for the environment. Now we'll compare the two and see how their differences affect braking performance. See this piece of equipment? It lets us test brake pads in various environmental and driving conditions. We can even simulate different car models and weights. It's also used in the development of brakes for new cars. In this test, comparing genuine and counterfeit brake pads, let's see what happens when we keep applying the same amount of pressure on the genuine and counterfeit brake pads. For the first test, we'll be suddenly braking from 50 kilometers per hour, one of the most common driving speeds. Okay, stop. The genuine brake pads brought the vehicle to a stop 0.4 seconds earlier. That's a distance of 2.5 meters. A distance of 2.5 meters when braking heavily is pretty dangerous. Okay, next. Let's imagine we're coming down a long mountain road. There doesn't seem to be much difference. Wait a second. After braking a few times, there are sparks flying out of the counterfeit one. Oh my goodness, that's dangerous. After driving downhill a few more times with some heavy braking, the counterfeit brake pads are on fire. The rubber components are burning because of the heat. See these parts? They would never burn like that in a genuine pad. Once that rubber is damaged, water and dirt can get in and cause rust and scratches, leading to failure. Continued use in this condition can result in brake fluid leaks and is very dangerous. You see, with the genuine brake pads, heat goes towards the disc rotor where it is released. Genuine brake pads have been designed to maintain braking performance even at high temperatures. And burning isn't the only dangerous thing about using counterfeit brake pads. Okay, so we've tried coming down a mountain road. But what happens when you get up the next morning? Do the brakes still work? Let's compare them in our next test and try stopping normally from 50 kilometers per hour. I wonder how they perform after all that hard work yesterday. The car with the genuine brake pads performs well. The counterfeit brake pads? The car wouldn't stop for an additional 1 second. That's 4.2 meters. We also brought some other counterfeit brake pads in for testing under the same conditions. With those, the vehicle didn't stop until 2.4 seconds later. That's 19.6 meters further than the genuine brake pads. As you can see, some counterfeit brake pads have very poor performance. Watch out! See, that's how they cause accidents. Even braking in normal situations can be dangerous because it takes longer to stop when using counterfeit brake pads. Brake pads are so important. Lives depend on them. I mean, without properly performing brakes, you might end up having an accident. Please, always use genuine brake pads. I know what you're thinking. Where can I go to replace my brake pads knowing I'll be in good hands? There you go.
All right, Thank you. This about the brake pad, most of us, it's quite simple for us to think about what happens. More than the oil filter, which costs you your engine, this one costs somebody's life. That's how important the brake pad is. It can cost that. You can see, of course, the density of the binding material, the quality also, but this is also for the sake that you have weak, cheaper material. Those cheaper materials have lead, so it can cause fire, and it's not good for the environment either. The next thing is, how do you discover them? You can see that sometimes if some of them cannot truly fit straight when fixing it, even the holes where you pass on the calipers, they cannot fit. Some of them also will require you because they need them to be thick, so they can create things that are much more thicker than the standard format, and then you will need to start filing and doing all that to fit them in. But with normal ones, it's already calculated and it's supposed to fit properly. So, and then we talk about the braking speed, the braking distance. When you apply your brake, with the normal one, you have a belief, you know that it should brake just over a short distance, but with those ones, it will still brake with the same comfort, with the same belief that it is going to brake at the same time, but you find that it's taking longer. That's what you find at the traffic. Sometimes you see somebody hitting you from behind. Yeah, sometimes somebody might slip. Sometimes he might not be paying attention. Sometimes it could be fell from base. Some other times it's because he had trusted on the brake that it will work normally when he was using the normal one. But this one takes a longer distance. Then when you talk about the replacement of the pad itself, you find that this one fails much more easily, especially if you're in these times, of course, when the temperature is changing frequently. If you're working in a place or using the vehicle in a place where the temperature goes from high to cold, of course, you soon have some of them chip off, some flake off, or where you have to pass through water and then go through sand, dry land again, pass it through water again. It just looks like you are doing the same thing the blacksmiths do. You know, you heat the rod and you dip it inside water. Because of the lack of binding of the materials, you see them cracking. You find cracks, and then before you know it, it fails so easily. Now, these are some of the reasons why you will need a quality brake pad, coupled with the fact that it's something that is dependent on life. But it's all the choice of the customer. Then how would you spend more for something that you could have gotten something less? We know that some people believe, okay, instead of buying this one for maybe 10,000, I would rather buy this one of 2.5 and then, of course, change it when I change it 4 times. But sometimes they don't have that luxury of seeing the second change or even the third change. I can tell you that because the danger and the havoc could happen even before you have the opportunity of doing that first change. Yes. If it flakes off or sometimes damages your disc, assuming you are on a long trip and it starts happening somewhere along the line, you won't even notice it. You want to get to Lagos fast, and you have to manage it over that distance, and then by the time you get to Lagos, you see that the disc is gone, and then you have to pay more. Somebody came to us at Lekki, I think it was last year, had a Lexus. He came. We presented him just 2 estimates. One, we would skim the disc and then get a new brake pad. And the other one, we said, okay, instead of skimming the disc, let us replace the disc and the brake pad. And the man, after understanding all these things, decided not to take the cheaper one. He did both the replacement of the disc and the pad at the same time. And that was, for that Lexus, it was up to 600 and something thousand. You could see how much he had to spend for not just replacing the brake pad at the right time. So I was thinking, oh, these 2.5 I can replace by the time I go to Onitsha and come back. It can fail even while you have gotten to Onitsha. On your way back, you can start to experience it at Benin, and you think, okay, let me manage it to Lagos. By the time you get to Ora, it's already down. By the time you get to Lagos, so many things happen. So many times you've seen people losing lives. So, and nobody can actually say, I control my driving that much enough. The grace of God. But I tell you, when people get along the road, before you know it, they're already doing 120. Even these buses, sometimes they overtake me, and I just want to measure how fast they are moving. I try to pursue them a little bit and use my own speedometer to gauge what they're doing. Even 130, the speed at which they will pass is like a bullet. And then they are using those little brake pads of 3,000. So please, when you are also selling your vehicles, it is good you install the quality parts. If you educate your customer, there's something that you always do to make you stand out. If you have superior knowledge and you pass it to the customers, especially these days as customers are learning more. With the cell phones in their hands, they are reading the latest things. Sometimes if you are not well grounded, they can even embarrass you. So, but if you give them quality education and give them quality parts, they will always refer you. I have a man in Port Harcourt who sells spare parts. Anytime people come to him for cheaper ones, he says, no, I don't sell spare parts. And I don't sell cheap parts. I don't sell counterfeit parts. I was surprised. He came to us. You know that for some time, Toyota has not been selling to people. I mean, users, or whether they are companies or we've been doing our businesses through the dealerships. But we just opened up, and my friend here, Mr. Lawrence, invited the guy. And he said the one thing that stands him out in Port Harcourt is that he doesn't use fake parts. He uses original parts. And when they come to him, he will say, if you want to buy, look at them, they go and buy, but don't come to me. And that has stood him out, I'm telling you. As we are talking now, he has placed an order that is going to be worth up to 50 million, isn't it? Yeah, from us. We are the ones trying to sort out the parts. He said he doesn't. So he stands out. So in business, you also need to stand out. No matter how small it is, even if it is one shop, you have to stand out by the quality of your delivery, the product you are delivering, the quality of the service, the quality of your presentations. Stand you out clearly. And people will be coming to you. You see them referring people to you. I'm telling you. The problem we have as Africans is this. When we go to our businesses, we wake up in the morning and somebody asks, oh, okay, make I go shop. Make I go my shop. Make I go my. But when we are working for somebody, like people like us that are working for somebody, we say we are going to the office. The African does not know that he is already, by working for himself, he is a superior person, with absolute control over yourself. You are a chairman, you are a managing director, or whatever. So they belittle the thing they are doing, and they also deliver according to that way they think about themselves. But if you think about yourself the same way that the MD of what, Globalcom, NMPC or whatever, you should, no matter how big or small your office is, if you present yourself that way, that is how your business will also be. And that's how the people will see you. So I always tell our people, don't say you are going to shop, you are going to the office. Just make it a proper office and give yourself that very look of a true owner of a business. That's all. So if you see that, then you will know you have to deliver. You know you have to be looking for the best. You have to stand out. When people come, you just present yourself, present yourself as an expert in that area. So that is what it takes. But if you present yourself small, it will look small. Even with some of the ladies here, one of them came and told me, he said, gone are those days when they used to lock women up in the kitchen. I said, whoever locked women up in the kitchen? I said, was your grandmother locked up? She said, Dad, they were not going, they were not. I said, you are lying. My own grandmother was rich. What about your own? She said, then I said, what did she do before she got rich? Was she prostituting? She said, no, she was farming and doing all those things. I said, very good. So what was your grandfather doing? He said they were doing the same farming. I said, so who locked anybody in the kitchen? The two of them were doing the same thing. The difference between the two of them was this. They were privately employed. Nobody locked anybody up. They were privately employed. That's the only difference between them and now. But now we are serving some people and we are glorifying ourselves, and those who are privately employed are looking down themselves. So it's the same way you present it. So don't deal with inferiority. If you deal with inferiority, you will be belittling your business. That's why we are bringing you here. You can partner with us. It doesn't matter whether you are selling one vehicle. It doesn't matter whether you are selling 2, 3, or 4. And in fact, to give you one point, the owner, the chairman of Toyota Nigeria Limited, chairman of Elizade, chairman of this other one that you see as Anthony. Do you know how he started the business? Does anybody here know? Apart from Toyota staff? Yes, sir. Yes, as what?
With a small business scale.
Even before then, he started as a freelancer. Before he even had the small office with his wife, he was a freelancer. Freelancer for which company? Freelancer for which company? He was a freelancer for Aroti Briscoe. But today, he is in Aroti Briscoe himself. He is number 1. Yes, so he is the major shareholder in Aroti Briscoe. So you dealing with your business you call shop. It's not a shop. It's a big business. So it depends on how you package it, and you have to make it different. You understand? That's what I am saying, and that's why we want to partner with you. There are no superiors. We are all equal in partnership. Do you understand me? Okay, thank you very much. Now we'll go to the second presentation now, and I want to invite, this is about body and paint, because you bring in the vehicles and you polish them up. You want to present them in the best way possible for the customers to see quality, isn't it? And I'm bringing in here one man here who is versed, highly experienced in body and paint. He is in charge of our body and paint business. He does the training of the body and paint technicians. He takes charge of the several partnerships we have, distributorship of our body and paint parts. And he is actually, I'll call him the pioneer body and paint trainer in the whole of Africa, because Toyota Nigeria Limited is the only one in Africa that has a body and paint training school. We are the only people in Africa that have body and paint training school. You know, in body and paint, people call panel, Abi. Panel, make you come. Panel, come here. Come do this one for us. It's not like that. Body and paint is not like that. Body and paint is much more dignified and much more dignified than that. And he is going to show us that when we go downstairs. People just think, oh, let me buy a spray boot. When I have a spray boot, I have body and paint shop. No. A spray boot is not a definition of body and paint. It's much more bigger than that. So my pleasure in welcoming here Mr. Nishant. He is our manager in charge of body and paint, trainer and the businessman. Welcome, Mr. Nishant. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning, friends. Well, my name is Nishant, and I'm working for Toyota Nigeria from the last 10 years. Yeah. So, in this industry, I have spent around 26 years experience. Yeah, 26. Okay. I work for so many companies. I work for so many countries. You know, I work with Americans, Germans, everyone. So, what a good experience I have in this field. Anyways, so from the last 10 years, I'm trying to build up something unique in Nigerian market. Presently, we have a tie-up with some 6 European companies. My all relations are with the European companies, you know. So apart from the training, you know, I'm dealing with open, independent dealers or workshop people. I don't know how many people are in body and paint here. I mean, do you have any body and paint in your dealership? Body and paint is a profit-generating area. If you look at Europe, Asia, American countries, the body and paint is contributing around 60% of profit. They are generating 60%. So it's very powerful department if you look at into that area. So I will show you some of the partnership what we have and how we can help to boost up our own businesses, right? Can we have the slide, please? So as I'm telling you, I work for the brands. I work in multi-brand workshops. I work for insurance sector as a claims analyst. Okay, and today I'm working as a body and paint trainer. I'm taking care of operations of all body and paint. It's at Isolo, our training center everywhere. Then I'm taking care of new projects. So if you people have any kind of doubts, queries, inquiries related with body and paint, please feel free to contact me. I have my cards, I can give it to you guys. Okay, maybe you have some other workshops or you have friends who wants to collaborate with us. I'm open for that, because body and paint is not a stick to Toyota only. You know, even at Isolo, you can bring your any brands. You're welcome. So we have the point is not about only denting and painting. Body and paint means bumper to bumper solutions. We have everything. If we talk about paint, yes, we have economical paints, we have premium paints. If you talk about a body preparation, we have finished products for that. If you talk about seat covers, leather or fabric, any kind of cigarette burn or any kind of repair is required, we have those materials. I'm talking about everything repair here, not a replacement. Now today's world, replacement is not the solution, even for the insurance company, even for the repairer, even for the customers. Customer prefers something cheaper and he can manage. So we bring up so many products which can help you out. Okay. Okay, let's start with the, it's a small presentation. You just go through that. If it is beneficial for you, well and good. If not, keep in mind, I'm always available for you, right? Okay. Second. Yeah. You can see we have the partners like Exalta. Exalta is the #1 company in the paint industry. You people know about Sikkens and PPG in the market. Okay. If you Google right now, Exalta is the #1 company. It's a German-based company. Earlier, we used to have a paint company, DuPont. So Exalta already bought those companies. Now, under Exalta, we have 7 brands are there. So out of 7 brands, we took 2 brands. One is Duxon, one is Standox. I will show you later. Then we have a Mirka. Mirka is a Finnish company which is producing sanding papers, double action sanders. I mean, it's a body preparation activities. Then we have a HBC. HBC is a Denmark company. They are giving us a product which is very unique things. For example, windshield repair. You can repair windshield, cracked windshield, stone chip windshields. Then we have some kind of detailing, car detailing products, okay, and leather and fabric repair concept. Now this company has the only product which we can show you. You can repair leather and fabric, those kind of things. Now you maybe noticed in some of the vehicles like Hilux, Hiace, there is a bumpers, black color bumpers. It has a granules, you know. If the scratch comes on that bumper and you repair, it becomes smooth after painting. You can't bring the original, the content of the bumper, the granules. But with the help of HBC, we can do that one. So many new technologies are there. You don't have to go Dubai or UK or America to bring the products. No, everything is available. The third thing is, the next one is Jewel Ultra. Jewel Ultra again is a UK-based company. It's providing all kind of cleaning materials, detailing materials. Then we have Monty. Monty is some kind of a small equipment which is useful for the rust removal. You know, normally, if you notice, Lagos is a coastal area. All the vehicles, even after 1 year, it started rusting from the underbody, you know. So we have the product to clean the rust, and to avoid the rust, we have rubberized coatings, everything is available. Yeah. Then we have BTAG Innovation. BTAG Innovation is a innovative company which brings us PDR system, paintless dent remover. I mean, you can remove the dent without painting, without paint removal, without doing a paint technology. So that kind of things they are bought us. Next slide. This is just a summary. Toyota Nigeria Body and Paint Strategic Business Unit is poised to become a market leader in the automotive coating and refinish industry and a force to reckon within coating technology in Nigeria. Yeah. It is a well-established family business birthed in 2017. As I said, 2017 I started doing some R&Ds. So I bring the product, I try to use, we tried a lot of companies. Then we finalize these number of companies only, okay? So, and markets a complete range of innovative, unique bumper-to-bumper solutions and a smart repair product range, tools and consumables. So, already companies I have mentioned you. This is our headquarters. Okay, next slide. Next one. Yeah. We just started a couple of, we had started discussion with the local and independent dealers about our products. I went to Abuja. Certain clients are there, including some Toyota dealership, like Pamtech is from Overi, Abdul Wahab Tech from Abuja, Germain, Elizade, Rock Foundation, Kojo Motors, and Rapid Shift Voice. These companies associated with me from the last year only, 2021. We started selling the products last year. Okay, so for your information, last two weeks back, I went to the Abuja. I present my products to a couple of companies. They visited me last week, and they said that they have amazed with the training center and the products. We shown him some trial demos. They are very happy. So you can't believe me. Yesterday also I had one visitor. He came from Abuja in the morning flight. He landed by 10 o'clock. He was with me full day. While going back, the 6 o'clock there is flight for Abuja. While going back, he given me an order of around 8 million. You know, so it's just a beginning. If you know the product, you know the prices, you know how to utilize, you can make money. Okay. Next slide. Next, please. Yeah. This is the Duxon, which I was telling you is an economical paint. Now, if you are talking about Sikkens and PPG, this is the equal standard of Sikkens and PPG. But the funny thing is, PPG can't give you more after-sales support. You know, I have seen Sikkens. I worked with Sikkens here from 2013 to 2017. You can say I was using Sikkens and PPG both for my training center. But I faced a lot of challenges on stock, on the prices. Every month the price increases because of inflation. Again, the same pattern is going on. They are selling a product at the price of, in Abuja I have seen 24 to 28,000 per liter. In Lagos they are selling around 20,000 per liter. Now our products are 14.5 Duxon. Okay, the next one. This is the premium segment, Standox. Standox will comes around 20,000 bucks, but the product quality and the finish is one step ahead of Sikkens, PPG or any brand. This is the world's best paint, top premium paint. Second one. Yeah, this is Mirka. Mirka is a Finnish company, I told you. It's a dust-free solution. If the workshops are, normally I have seen in Nigeria, workshops are in wet sanding. If you go to the workshops, they do take a water and do a sanding, technicians. Those kind of concepts are no more. We always give a training on dry sanding. For dry sanding, this company is the number one. Earlier, I tried to use a 3M. You know, 3M is the number one before. But now, in this industry where the sanding papers and machines are there, Mirka is the leader. Is a Finnish company, is expanding like anything. I mean, so they have a good presence in Nigeria with me. Second one. Yeah, this is some kind of products. I just posted it here. This is nothing. It's 100 kind of products are available with me. I can show you. Whenever you have time, please come over my center, which is at Oregu. I can show you warehouse and the products. Yeah, next one. Yeah, as I said, is the HPC system is the world's leading smart repair equipment manufacturer. It is a well-established family business which develops, manufactures, and markets a complete range of innovative and unique smart repair products, tools, and consumables. HPG product range is comprehensive, manufactured to the highest standards. As a result, they are a truly a global business supply marketing leader brands and enjoying international insurer recommendations and worldwide approvals from vehicle manufacturers. So I have went there, I've seen the certificates from Audi, BMW, so many brands, Honda. So they are into this kind of repair system. You can see here it's a fabric and velour fabrics they can repair. They can repair leather and plastic and everything. Now the funny thing is, after repair, they have the product coatings. You just apply a coating, it will be intact like that. If you put a water or anything, it never be absorbed. There is no stain, nothing will come up. Protective materials are also available. Yeah, next slide. Now, when we are talking about the smart repair, so many things are there. This one is mobile hybrid paint booth. Wherever, look at this picture. Wherever the car, you can take the paint booth along with you. Okay, do the repair, finish. Now the another car is another corner. Take the paint booth there, do it, finish. You can repair 1 to 2 panel with this one at a time. Okay, you no need to install a paint booth and then run with the diesel and burner and those kind of things. Those days are gone. Of course, you need for full body painting. I'm not saying this is for quick repair. Any kind of quick repair, you can do it. If you have a small workshop of 2 bays or 1 bay, you can manage with this show. Okay. Then we are bringing some kind of alloy wheel repairing concept. If the alloy wheel is somewhere deformed, you can bring the shape. If there is a scratch and dents on the alloy wheel, you can repair it. Then you can paint it. It becomes a new. So we are bringing some machines which is including robotic, artificial intelligence and robotic technology we are bringing to the Nigeria. It's going to come within 3 to 4 months. Yeah. Recently we had in Germany we had Auto Mechanica show. They have the stall there. I think you people are traveling to Auto Mechanica. I mean, every 2 years there is a Auto Mechanica. You can go there, you can find latest technologies. So this is all alloy wheel repairing. Here it is plastic repairing concept. There it has windshield repair. So many products are available from HPC. Yeah. Next slide. This is BTAG innovation. As I said, they have the PDR system, paintless dent remover. So it's a different kind of tools you can use. But for that, your technician must be trained. It has to go through training session for 1 month minimum. Then only he can be a perfect technician for these tools. Second thing is we have electromagnetic systems. No, these BTAG systems are very useful if you are selling a brand new car. In a brand new car, you have noticed some kind of dimple dents will come on the bonnet, on the door. For that, sometimes you need to paint. You know, you give it to the repairer, he will do a denting and painting, so you will spoil the car. So without doing anything, if you use electromagnetic systems and PDRs, you can repair it at showroom level without applying any paint. Okay, next slide. Jewel Ultra. Jewel Ultra, as I said, is a car detailing products. Any kind of, if you want to repair alloy wheel, I mean clean the alloy wheel, if it is a yellowish or blackish, we have the products which can apply there easily, you can clean it up. We have the interior, exterior car detailing, complete package, polishing, everything is there. Okay. Next slide. This is a Monte. This is basically for the workshop technicians who wants to remove the rust. They can use this machine with the different blades. Okay. It's just matter of time and energy you can save. You fix these blades and rub the surface within a fraction of a second, everything will clear. Yeah. Now we are going to bring another method, but those machine will never work in certain areas. That's called a sand blasting system. In sand blasting, you put any component and apply a gun which brings out the sand and it remove all kind of rust. That technology is coming very soon. And next slide. So these are some basic benefits. The products are OEM certified. All the products are OEM certified here. Okay. Then data and technology driven solutions, relatively affordable and cost efficient. If you can look the products and if you calculate with number of vehicles or repairs, it will very much profit making tools. Then we have a stock available. We have a minimum 6 months stocks with us, so there is no problem of stocking. Yeah, we can keep the stock for year. I mean, if you have any demand, you can't buy, but you need the product. Fine, we will bring the product and keep it in our stock. That's a free of service for everyone. Then later on, whenever you have mood to buy, you can buy. Yeah. Latest color matching technology. We have a spectrophotometer along with the paint technology. Now this is a very unique method. It's a small component. Okay, you just keep it on the surface and take 3 readings. It will give you exact the surface formula. Normally every vehicle has a code, paint code. Now what happens if the customer is change the color? Then that code will never work. You have to find out the exact color code, what color he made it. So for so many reasons, the spectrophotometer is very much valuable. It saves money, it saves consumable, it gives a clarity, a customer satisfaction is there, right? Then we have a training and development. If anybody is going to deal with me for any kind of products like Exalta, Mirka or anything, we are going to give a training along with that. Any kind of support we are going to give them. Okay. Then we have technical support, discounts, then OEM warranty. For example, Mirka, I have shown you so many products are available with us. For example, double action sanders, polishers, vacuum cleaners. Now those is not about selling products. No, it's about after sales. We have the authorized service center also. We have the trained technician also. So we are taking care of warranty repairs, we are taking care of cash repairs, we are taking care of any kind of technical supports. Yeah. Then expert tool service and repair facility, latest technology in the industry, and affordable prices. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm free to answer you. You're welcome, sir.
At once, after this, according to our program, when we finish our presentations, then we will have questions. So if you have questions, just jot them down and we'll take them all at the same time. This is the last presentation now. It's about the general service. And I'm going to present this bit is about everything that we are doing. You have heard about body and paint, and I did say it, since you are dealers in vehicles, selling whole vehicles, the look of the vehicle is supreme, and Mr. Nishan can actually provide you here. Our body and paint unit and our body and paint unit can provide you everything you need. Particularly, sometimes some customers are very meticulous and they won't like any dent, any scratch, and that. And then, like he said, you can just, with our own workshop, we bring it out. We don't need to paint the entire thing. It still looks like it has not been touched. And of course, you should believe us when we say that, because we are already dealing on new vehicles and we present them to the public. Just wanted to mention about all those pullers, when you have dent or something like that. We have them. You just pull it out and use electronics. You can bring them out, and your vehicle will be looking just brand new. Right? Okay, and if you're interested in body and paint business also, you can venture into it. Because I know that in your business you have opportunities coming up, because when you are in one line of business, you can expand, you can venture into other areas because you have demands coming. Okay, thank you. So now this presentation is about this outlet here, this new business, because as you know, we've not been engaging directly with customers, whether in new vehicle sales or even in after sales. All these things we've been doing through our dealerships. So now, why did we decide to build such a facility as this one? That is why I'm going to make this presentation and also show you what it stands to present to the public, and where and how you might be connected to it, and what it can present to you. That's what this presentation is all about. That note now, so we start that this, we call it Toyota Certified Service Center. It is a business quite well, but also a research center to us. We want to use it to find out certain things about the market. We want to engage directly to be able to get data, to get adequate information to do our business. So it's not strictly all business. It's both business and a research center. And when you look around, if you look at the other, professions, you look at the medical industry, you see that they have a teaching hospital. The teaching hospital also does business, but it's also used as a research center. So, like, if somebody has an issue, a woman or a man has an issue, they take them there, and you see all those students coming in, and they will use that as a case study to find out a lot of things. So that is what this place is to us. Thank you. Next slide. So our mission is to strengthen and expand our dealer network through best practices. We want to implement best practices, and we also want to increase our customer base, increase our market share through direct engagement with the customers. And our vision is to use this as a springboard for becoming a model for any auto brand that wants to think about research and how to do improvement. We want to use this as an example for everybody to show how to improve your business in the after sales of automobiles. Next slide. The objectives now here, you see, is about primarily we want to increase our market share, because we've been selling a lot of vehicles, and I believe you too also do, and you don't get back those vehicles you have sold to come and do after sales. For those of you that venture into maintaining the vehicle, so we want to increase ours. Right now it's pretty low because the vehicles are spread out all over the country, and we are not also spread out that much. We are in some locations. So we also want to improve repair quality at the network. At dealerships, we want to improve the quality of the technicians, the quality of the facility and the operation, so that they can render better quality service. We want to also acquire data, like I said, to be able to know how to serve the public better, because right now there are certain areas of our business that we don't really know much about, because we have to get the information from a second party, that is the dealerships. But with direct engagement, we can actually have a feel. Now we are discussing with you. You might ask us some questions. We might discuss with you better now. There are certain things we can get for you which we wouldn't have gotten from the dealers. So we want to get more information about the business. Okay, then we want to provide dealerships with a model. So we are not really competing with them either. The same way I said we are not competing with you either. What we want to do is we want to show a model. We want to show them a flagship dealership through this, being some kind of dealership that presents the standard we are expecting them to climb to, so that when we want to improve them and they need an example, here it is. We can show them this is where to go. But before, we didn't have anything to show them. So if you keep making demands at anybody and you don't have one to show the person, it's difficult to really convince the person. So that's why we are doing this. So it's not a competitor to them. It is an enhancer of what they should do to show them that this is the way. So if I go there and they look at me as a lecturer and I say, okay, I'm not a lecturer, I'm also in the business. Come and see where I'm doing it. It is working. If I say do this and you say it's not going to work, you are not hands-on, you are not there. Say, yeah, I'm here, come here and see that very thing, I'm implementing it here and look at the extent to which it's working. That's what this is for. Next slide. Okay, so we tried to develop then a human resource structure that is suiting the business. We tried to get the best equipment set to be able to render the kind of service, and then we touched our operations. So we are applying the human resources and the facilities to a standard operational procedure that is bound to give customer the satisfaction and enable us also to reach out to the most remote of places and most remote of our customers. You understand? So now, Toyota, if we had concentrated, what we are also doing is going to support the Toyota brand as a whole, because we are not the only ones selling Toyota. Good. You are also selling Toyota, isn't it? You sell, a lot of you sell Toyotas. So if we can key into your business, or you key into ours, of course, the Toyota brand will be more dominant. We will have a community of Toyota users we can influence, we can jointly influence. Yeah, and then we can maintain the brand at that level rather than letting it drop because we are competing and fighting amongst ourselves. So putting our efforts together, we can hold on to the brand. It's stronger that way. You see these days, yes, brands can be in competition, but brands are also more in collaboration these days and using the joint effort to support one another. Next slide. So here we are looking at our operation. If, for instance, if you want to maintain vehicles with us, because one of the things we are expecting you to do, we know you sell vehicles. So when you sell vehicles and you don't have workshop, for instance, I think it is best to refer the customers to us and say, we now become for you. This place becomes to you now that your workshop where you can refer your customers to. That is the primary thing. You refer your customers. This is your workshop. Here is a workshop that can give you quality service. And what you get in return, because we are expecting to have a relationship with you whereby you can have a code. So if you refer a customer, you give us the code. You give us a code of the customer. And that customer is registered in our database in your name with your code, that this customer is coming from you. Now there are discounts on the prices to the customers which are now accrued to you as a referral for you who refers the customer to us. So that is one area of benefit to you who refers the customer. So now you don't have a workshop, but you can be making money from after sales by referring the customer to us, as if you have a workshop, because this is now your workshop. You see, business is better if you can continue to tap into every sale. But businesses you do that are one-off don't benefit you much. You see, when you sell one, assuming this projector now, if you sell the projector and hands off, so your benefit or your profit will depend on how many projectors you sell, isn't it? As simple as that. But supposing you sell the projector and you tie in a maintenance with the projector, It means that if you sell 2 projectors, you have already made the money from selling the projector, and you are going to make money as far as that projector is supposed to be maintained and repaired. So that is what we are providing to you. So every vehicle you are selling, we are providing you an opportunity to keep making money from each sale continuously as far as that vehicle is along the road. That is what we are presenting. You understand? Those that do vehicle tracking, you know, if you just sell a tracker and the customer goes away, that's the end of it. But if the customer keeps subscribing every year, isn't it? They will ask you to subscribe. It's because they want to tap from every sale. They continue to gain from inside it as far as that tracker goes on. So that's the idea of business we are selling to you. If you don't have a big workshop, whether small or big, all you do is refer that customer to us, and you continue to make money from each sale. Now, if, for instance, you are making, when you come to us, let me say 2,000 or something like that. If you sell 10 vehicles and you are getting to 2,000, that's already 20,000 for periodic maintenance every 3 months, isn't it? That can pay some NEPA bill. It can pay for refuse disposal. So you see, so you, whenever you sell, don't just sell and hands off. Follow it up to make money from it. That's what we are saying. So that is one area. That's why we are called you here. One area you can be partnering with us. You understand? For us, it gives us an idea. We can be learning and say, okay, this brand, this model is now selling more. Consequently, our spare parts person will now know which parts to do what, to stock, isn't it? That is that thing we are talking about, engagement, and now to have data, to have adequate information to be able to serve the public. But now we, for a long time, we have been like walking blind. We don't really know. It's what we see in the street that we know the Toyota is the, but or where somewhere else if we can get information, or the ones we have sold. But there are more sold than we are selling. Because look, the percentage of fairly used vehicles and all that is probably up to 90% in Nigeria. It's very much above the brand new one. So why should we now hedge ourselves to one corner with that when there is more business in this? Okay. So now, so consequently, to let you know how we can satisfy the customers you refer to us, we have, you can book an appointment for your customer. You can tell your customer to book an appointment. We have different platforms. You can book on our website, our social media handles. You can book with an app, which we'll give to you, so you can book appointment for them. So you can actually manage those your customers from your end without having a workshop. So instead of you going to toil to build a workshop, you just use this one, but use the app. So when it is due for service, your lady or whoever, customer care person, your worker there, can be following up with those customers. I say, oh, okay, your vehicle will be due for service on so day. You book ahead, no problem. Just manage it, and we will do it. So you have a workshop without really having a workshop. All right? Okay. So you can book appointment. Then as it is coming, we do appointment preparation. We already start preparing your parts and all those things. So we have a system. Once we have taken in the appointment, we have people that do that. Then at reception, before you arrive, very soon we are going to install at the gate as the vehicle, since you have booked appointment, as the vehicle is arriving, our cameras will capture the vehicle and say, okay, this vehicle by Mr. So-so is already arriving. So we are making those things to work automatically there. You understand? So now production, as the vehicle is received there at the reception, when going in, we already installed an OBD device there that will do just primary scanning of the vehicle before it gets to inside the workshop, so that if it has a fault that is beyond the normal periodic maintenance, we can detect it and say, okay, okay, this one has, but if it is normal periodic maintenance that it comes, our periodic maintenance is standard. It is all express maintenance we are doing. And express means we are putting 2 technicians to do the job. You know that a job that one person can do in 1 hour, 2 people can do it in 30 minutes. So that is what we are doing. So if the express goes out, your customer will be satisfied and he will still be coming back to you. So next, delivery, yeah. We, like Mr. Technician has, we polish the vehicle, we have those materials with which we give it the final touch and that. And then post-service follow-up, when the vehicle has left, we call the customer to say, okay, how is it running? how did you find our services and all that. So we have this system put in place in order to ensure that we satisfy those customers you will be referring. Okay, next slide. Then here is the equipment and what we have. We have 15 bays where you can put vehicles and work, and then we have other bays that are utility, like when you have warranty room, electrical room, battery room, and other. We have 5. And then we have utility stores, 3 in the GS, and like we have wheel alignment and all those things and all that. Then in the body and paint, we have some special equipment like computerized body aligner. When we got there, Mr. Nishan will show you. We have optimized surface preparation. That's the one he's talking about with Milka and all that. You know, gone are those days now when people cut the slippers and they put their finger and then wrap the sandpaper and pour water and do that. No, that is no longer what we're doing here. This now is pure dry sanding. When you get to the place, it's dry. Those Milka equipment, they are machines, you know, and then you, with the emery cloth or different grades that you put there, you just use it. When you go to the body and paint, it's dry, no water, dry and clean. And of course, you have the extractors and the evacuators that is taking away the dust and all that. So when you go there, it's neat and sound. And when your vehicle is finished, it's top notch. There is no difference between it and the brand new. I think there was somebody whose vehicle somersaulted. Has it collected his vehicle? Oh, he picked it yesterday. I would have shown you. By the time we finished the vehicle, it was looking like it came out from our store somewhere of the new vehicles, okay? So in the general workshop also, we try to put some equipment that will make sure that you are satisfied. We have suspension analyzer. When you drive in, we check your shock absorbers. Normally at LAC V's and all that, they charge for it, but here we don't charge. We do it just as an added service for you. We can check your shock absorber when it enters, check how your suspension is, whether it's okay or not. So we also can do your key programming. We have equipment for that, and then cutting the key. And of course, it's, you know how sensitive it is for strangers and people who are vulnerable to cut the keys or code your keys for you. So there is danger in that because it might be stolen, theft and all that. So you have a greater assurance in doing it with somebody like us. We have engine decarbonizer, you know, like when we're talking about the air cleaner, the more dust that is formed inside or free air that goes inside, the more dust, the more carbon that will be created inside because of the incomplete combustion. So sometimes we have a machine that we can just mount while the engine is there. We don't need to drop it, and it will decarbonize. It will remove all the soot and all the carbon that is in the engine. Those things we don't charge for. We just do them as premium service to you. And then we have automated tire pumping machine. You just put it there. The machine knows what to pump. It pumps and stops, and you take it away. And some of these, you know, SSTs, when you get their special racks and all that, so that when you get to the workshop, it is not that place where people smear themselves with dust to make them look like they are working. You understand? You will see it. Normally in my place, they say the mechanics have now made it difficult for us to know the difference between sane and insane people. But now, when you go there, it's a difference because ours is very clean. You don't see the mechanic. The mechanic doesn't need to make himself dirty to be known to be a very good technician. You see them working hard and producing quality without necessarily smearing themselves with dust. Next, let's go. Next slide. Yeah, so our capacity, further to our capacity, like I told you, we are not competing with our dealerships. They are just part of us. A lot of this is the spread of our dealerships, you believe me. Here at Abuja, for instance, almost all of them are there. Kojo is there, LT Briscoe is there, Mandelas is there, Elizabeth is there. So they are also part of our capacity. They are not our competitors. They are still doing the job. You understand? Then here, Kwara State, I think Mandelas is there. Here you have LT Briscoe. Here in Benue is somebody, a private person. But the quality of the workshop is good. So we decided to bring him in. So we don't mind those who have quality workshop. If you have, thank God, you come, no problem. You come into the fold. You understand now? So you are also going to be part of our capacity. Even as you are selling, you are also part of our capacity. So that's what we have. So the dealerships are not, even those who are private people, we have here Palmtech, Mr. Nishan mentioned, he's just on his own, but we are also taking him. We also have another one called Solomento. Solomento is also in Owerri there, so we are taking him in. So we are just expanding capacity with stakeholders who have what it takes to venture into the business at a good level, like I told you. Not those who think that they are lonely. No, you're not lonely. You are MDs, you are chairman in your companies. We want to work with you. Next slide. Okay, here are some of the things. You're going to see them. You're going to see the computerized body liner. You have the key configuration machine, the kit. Next slide. Okay, in terms of human capital, then we have to develop a technical team and structure that should support it. We have here, of course, Mr. Gabriel Isekobo. Please stand up to be acknowledged. Yeah, that is the man who is the service manager here. He had to be there. Then we have a team of service advisors, and they are specially trained to do this. We have a team of technical advisors, that is step 4 technicians, the highest step in our certification of technicians. So that is a team. We created these teams, and of course the spare parts team, and then here we have the the marketing team. So we needed this team to be able to support. Now you will be discussing more, interacting more with this customer service team. We'll make you know them. Of course, this lady that brought you here, Miss Abimbola, also is the marketing team. There are others. I'm just highlighting the team that we set up. So we had to, like I said before, set up the process completely, and from process we discovered the equipment we needed, I've shown you, and we discovered the human resource structure that will support that process, that will give you the best service. So here is the structure that we set, and these men are here. We'll be introducing them to you as we go along. Next slide. Okay, now what are we offering? I have mentioned one to you, so I want now to really expatiate on what we can do with you. I have mentioned one. I said you can, as you sell, use us as your workshop, which you have without having a workshop. Keep a database of the vehicles you are selling, and as you book appointment and refer them to us, of course, your money is there, always being banked for you. You understand? So because of the discount you get as you refer vehicles to us. Next one also is your own that you bring, like you bring in vehicles, they could be accidented or whatever vehicles that you bring in. When you bring them in, depending on what finishing you want, if we expect that you want to give them top-notch finishing, because the body actually sells the vehicle. So if you come, of course, myself, of course, Vitality is working with me, we are going to work out the best rate for your body and paint. We work out the best rate, and we're going to have dedicated people to serve you in the area of body and paint, because as you see, we are very, very much keen on making a difference in the body and paint, because that is an area where people don't really delve that much. People believe that it's all about having a spray boot, but we are making a difference. We want to bring highly skilled people. Very soon here, we'll still have a foreigner here that is going to head the body and paint here. So, and we had to train our own people that in due course, we will now have experts from here, not the one that we have to bring people from somewhere to help train our people. You understand me? So the vehicles you say, when you bring them, accidented, partially accidented or anywhere, you bring them here, we are going to finish them up neatly for you. That is another area of collaboration. And we are going to give you special discounts on those. Okay, so I have just mentioned 2 of them. Before I go to the board, let me mention the third part of it now. You sell vehicles, we sell vehicles. We don't sell fairly used vehicles, at least not now. A lot of you sell fairly used vehicles. We want to present a platform where your vehicles will be posted for sales, if you agree. So we have a pre-owned vehicle section where you give us the pictures, 10 or whatever, of all the size of your vehicle, and we post them there and support the sales of your own vehicle. And we can discount, we can discuss now. On the other side of our referrals, we were given, isn't it? On your own side now, you will tell us what you are going to give. Yes. So yes, we can, because we want to build that business to an extent, yes, from there. Now, the next thing, if as long as we are going to do that, we are now going to the next level. The next level is that those vehicles which will be posted on our platform, we are going to sell for you, they will be covered by warranty, by our own, because we are in collaboration with insurance companies. And next Thursday, after this Thursday, we'll have a very large house with insurance companies. So the vehicles you post, we sell, they are covered with warranty. We give them warranty. And that gives your customers more assurance to depend on you and to key into what you are going to do. True or false? Okay. You are as good as a distributor of a larger capacity. So you are leveraging on a bigger one to now become big. So you are offering those things. Now, as you are going to offer those things, when that customer wants to replace a vehicle, I don't think he will be asking another person. Even before he does it, you already know. As long as your sales boy or sales girl is keeping close to that customer becomes a friend, isn't it? So when he's going to replace, sometimes now they can now tell you, okay, this one self, I want to bring back this one and replace with another one, Abi? Do they ask you that question? Abi? They say, let me bring back this. I now want the other one, isn't it? Yeah, but you see, it becomes easier because of our size, isn't it? Because now, look at all of you here now. When the person is coming to you, he'll be coming to you one-on-one, Abi? But when he's coming to us with a large size, we have, if it's this man's customer that is coming, I can talk to you and say, can I give this your own to this person, Abi? And then let us do, Abi, we discuss it, isn't it? But what that is called trade-in, and it is part of our support services. So I wanted to deal with these things individually outside before I now start reading what is on the board. This is where we are collaborating with you. So that platform sells your vehicle, gives you the leverage to now have a bigger capacity from your positions. Your vehicles are covered with warranty, they are covered with insurance, and now the replacement is now in your hand. It depends on how you follow up with the maintenance of your vehicles. These are the key areas. I think I have dealt with them well enough. Yes, I talked about your referrals when you sell. I talked about finishing of your body and paint to prepare it. Now I have talked about posting your vehicles on our platform, and that is where you will be paying us now, Abi? Then, of course, we talked about insurance and warranty going with the vehicles. And I've told you, the vehicles, the customers are still in your hand. You have to have a database. It's not just this man has bought and he goes away. No, you have to be keeping track of anybody. You see, that's how the business goes. You people have been doing it. But you see, it's like this. Anyone you hold, you don't leave. That's how. So you grab one, you don't leave that one, you add another one. But if they just come and go, like a shower business, you understand, just come and go. You don't add numbers, Abi? But when you keep adding the numbers, if I have this man, he's my customer, I keep every time I'm talking to him, I'm maintaining his vehicle. Then I go to Mr. B, I get that one also. I have got two. But if I have this one, he came once, I forget him, and then I go and get this one. I will only have one, because this one has left, and I've disconnected with him. So when I get one, I have only one. Then after I leave this one again, get a dead one. But if I'm tying myself to this man and going to this man, I add two. Then I go to a third one, I add three. And your business keeps going. Okay? So now, now those are the core areas we are looking at in partnering with you. If you need anything, like some people will need spare parts, fine, you can buy. We have what you see here. Because of the collaboration, your registration with us, you have them at better price than elsewhere, like I said before. You understand? So spare parts is another thing. Okay, now, so generally we do body and paint. These are the things we offer. We've talked about it. We do spare parts you can buy. General service, we talked about. Some people, this concerns fleet, those that bring large vehicles to us. So some of them pay ahead, some of them pay afterwards. You understand? Then the supported services, yeah, this is where you have a lot to listen to. We collaborate with people who have towing vehicles. I don't know if you people have any one of you that has towing vehicles. Yeah, you can. If you go there, we have 2 bays for towing vehicles, so we can do that. We collaborate with insurance. That one is already. We have some agreements with them. Fleet management, of course, you are not fleet owners. Then if you have a workshop and you want us to support you, which is what I'm saying, that's how we came by those workshops I mentioned. I mentioned Pamtech, Solomento, the man in Benway, and all that. If you have a workshop, yes, we support you. But the only thing is you use original parts, which is where we started the presentation, by buying from us. And then we can support, we can train your people to a large extent. In fact, we have a plan of training people, but we are taking it in bits. Even artisans in the mechanic villages, we have what we call a second channel plan that we will train those people and we sell parts to them at their level. That is all those other, but we want to polish them. We have to have polished workshop, and then we can train them also. Already, for those who watch the social media, you see we started something this month. This month, Abi? Yeah, we did something with a lady that is, what do they call it? Yes, Alex Unusual. We tried to train some little kids in secondary school and that. They came here, we trained them. If you look at our Instagram page, you will see we did a lot for them. We trained the kids. We asked them to design vehicles, and the kids came out with wonderful designs of vehicles. And we are going to take that thing further. Next year, we are going to expand it. We will be reaching out to secondary schools to be training their kids. We have another program for universities. We have another one for those who have graduated, and we have for the artisans in the street. But we've started with this one for these kids. It was quite a very nice experience. Go to our Instagram page, you will see the first prize got 400,000 naira. The second prize was 250,000. Third prize 150, and we gave consolation prize of 50,000 to the fourth person. But because they are kids and we want to encourage them, we want to be following up with them, what we did was to give the rest of them 30,000. So they all went home happy, and they spent their, what's it called? Their holidays ended very wonderfully well for them, you understand? So the same way we'll be training people. So if you have workshop, there's no problem. We're going to support you. Now, we have facilitated services, like I told you, trade in. Even to trade in our own used vehicles, fine. But trade in, we will do with your own, you understand me? Because that time we have a very larger space of pre-owned vehicles, you understand? So we can swap for another. It will be easier for us to do. But this, we only, for the vehicles we have sold, we will also do, but not directly as Toyota Nigeria Limited. You know we don't sell vehicles directly. We sell through our dealers, so we can sell. We can do trade in through our dealership. Work out what is the current cost of this vehicle, what is the cost, the price at which we are selling, the difference of cost. The person can take a new one and bring that one back to the dealership. But better it will be with your pre-owned, because if those we have sold vehicles come, and some people ask us, oh, aren't your customers bringing back vehicles? But we've not been doing that. It is this facility that is giving us the opportunity now to take in pre-owned or used vehicles, whether they are ours or sold from elsewhere, which we can now trade in or swap. You understand? So that is one of the things we are going to do here. Then we are going to facilitate maintenance financing, and then also vehicle purchase financing for those who want to buy, vehicles on credit or whatever. You understand? Through banks, through financing institutions. Yes, we have partnership with them, so we can help them to buy the vehicles. We can just support that, not us paying, but those people paying, and we will be party to the agreement, so that they can now take the vehicles and pay, just like we call hire purchase. That's the small term for it, hire purchase, but it's about facilitating purchases. Then we have these connected vehicles. Now, connected vehicles is something that is going to be coming on very soon. I've already talked about extended warranty. That one we are already going to do. We are starting that one already with Chevron. We are discussing with them. I think we also have ABC asking for it, Abi, and all that. So we'll do the best. Connected vehicles means we want to have a system whereby the vehicles that we sell or we are connected to in the sales are all connected, and that connection is through the use of tracking system. Now, the tracking system we are going to install in the vehicles, they are optional to the customer to either open, close, enable, or disable. The same way you have your cell phones. Your cell phone has tracking, isn't it? If you like, you put it on location. That's what it is called in your cell phone. If you like to switch it off, it will not know. That is the same way we want to do with the vehicles. So, so that when the vehicle is being used, at any time a fault arises, it sends a message to the platform and say, yes, I have this fault. It is due for servicing or whatever. Now, for those ones that you sell and give us, you will have the information to receive the alert to you at your own end. And then you can come to us. Do you understand now? So that is what we mean by connected. So the vehicles are connected to the person that is selling them or connected to the platform. And we are working on it. My own vehicle has been tracked. I think Mr. Irabos' own was tracked yesterday. So we are testing the connection. So we'll have screens with which to view the vehicles. But for you, it can be on your handset. You just see a text message coming and you can check. All right. So this is the full package. Many more as we continue. So when people heard us inviting you, it may look like, what are we going to do with competitors? But we are not competitors, like I told you. We are partners in the sales and maintenance of Toyota business, isn't it? Thank you. Next slide. Okay, so what are the benefits? You have loyalty rewards. I told you about that. As you bring in vehicles, you have your rewards. Even the chemists do it. When you get there, they ask you, what's your phone number, what's your date of birth, and all that, isn't it? When you come, you have a loyalty card and all that. So it comes to you. Trade-in, I have talked about. The cost of savings will be reduced. Warranty, I've mentioned. And then, of course, the quality of service, you know. When you get to our place, you can see what we can do. Next slide. Now, some people, peradventure, anybody thinks, oh, because of the big building, they are expensive or something. Because this is the common belief that we are expensive. So I just want to share this very simple analysis of two job cards, one from us and one from a competitor out there. So let us look and see really whether we are expensive or not. You understand? Some people have that belief. But let's look at this. This is our own customer, our own job card. This job card is for the people outside. See, we have engine oil, 10 liters, engine oil, 10 liters. Our own is 34,000. That one is 17,000. Okay? We have, that is Tundra. You understand? Okay, we have engine oil filter, 7,000 this, and the person 7,000 something. Our labor and sundries 12, their own only labor is 15. So if they put sundries, that's about 16. But we do all these things free. We wash the car free. When your long life coolant is less, we top it free. We don't pour water. We actually pour long life coolant. You know that there is a difference between topping your radiator with water and topping with long life coolant. If you already have long life coolant and then you top water, you are diluting it. Yes, you are diluting it and it is losing the quality of what it's supposed to do. But we replace with long life coolant the same. So all these are free. So we don't even put any amount on this. But yet, you can see we are not badly pleased. But then, let us now look at it. You can see that the difference between these two job cards is what? The oil, isn't it? It's just the oil. So are we expensive? I went to my hometown and I was just returning back because I didn't take my vehicle. Normally I travel with my vehicle, but on that occasion I decided to go by air. So when I was going back, I entered one of the taxis and we're going, and I asked the guy, if someone has a workshop here, it would be very nice. And he said, yes. Fine. And I asked him, okay, fine. So how much do you think I can be making if I do a periodic maintenance on this your Camry? And that's this tiny light he was using. He said, well, 9,000. I said, 9,000. Oh, how? He said, fine. I said, what kind of oil do you use? He said, that red one, that thick one, quality oil. I said, fine. That red one, that thick one, okay. Then I asked, okay, fine. Yeah. There is also another red oil that is thick. Red one, thick one that you can use for it. And he said, okay, which one is that? I say, it's cheaper than this one you're even talking about. I can do service with that one for less than 8,000. He said, which one? I say, palm oil. It's also red. It's thick. So if oil is about being red and about thickness, they are there. By the time you start going, when you get to going to Benin, you see oil all over the place. You can use them. They are red. They are thick. They can be used. So, but what I'm saying is, it all depends on the oil. So which one is it that is going for 34? Which one is it that is going for 70? That is just the difference. So he can do the service for you cheaper, but with which oil? Is it that red one, that thick one, or is he using the quality oil? So look at it. We are not expensive. The difference is only in the quality of what is being used. That's all. So don't look at our big building. We can stomach it. We have enough money to build something big. And that big something is to be able to render the quality service and to be able to make the customers feel at home. You understand me? Once my cousin went and opened a restaurant somewhere in one city. I lived in that city for about 3 years or so. And my cousin opened a restaurant. When he opened it, people were not coming. He made it very beautiful and put curtains and all that. But you know what? Some people who had ramshackle building near him, they were selling. And people were trooping in there to buy. And my cousin now said, it's like I made a mistake. Maybe I should have smeared this whole place with soot and with dirt all over the place so that they will know that I am cheap. Because people were not going to that place because they thought he was going to be expensive because his own restaurant was looking neat and fine. So I hope that is not what is going to play out in our own, because you see a big facility, you believe, oh, they are expensive. No. Look at it. This is practical, I'm telling you. We saw this. But one thing happened in this bill. I didn't put it here. This oil, this very workshop, they put a prefix on it in bracket. They called it local. They said local. L-O-C-A-L. So they identified that that oil was local. But the person that they did the job for didn't realize that. He didn't look at that local. It was when we were comparing, because he came to us and was asking for this price and we were giving him this one. We now said, okay, how can you tell us you've been servicing this vehicle like this? He said, okay, so bring it. When he brought it, we now showed him, you see, the difference is in the oil. This one had local. It's a local oil, not the quality oil. So between us and that place you think is cheaper, the difference is in the quality of what we are using. Next slide. Here is our workshop. You also see it, SST, body and paint, and this is our general workshop, and that is still body and paint. Next slide. So, avoid this, ladies and gentlemen. Small mistake, big consequences, because the difference is in the quality. That's all. So, and when you look at them, can you spot the difference? You cannot. Only Toyota can tell you the difference between the two of them. Next slide. So we are now hoping that you will come and do one thing for us, service with us. Thank you very much. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy to have you here, and we hope you have seen that there are no walls between us. We are all partners, isn't it? Yes, and we can work together to make our respective businesses grow. And for us, it's all about the Toyota brand. Doesn't matter who is selling it. Wherever you sell it, it's still our vehicle. You understand? Thank you very much. Okay, now I think we can go to the next item here on the agenda. It's about questions and answers. Mr. Gabriel. If you have a question, ask. Mr. Gabriel will give you the speaker, and then we can give you answer. Okay. Or the mic. He'll give you the mic, rather. Okay. I think the mic is ready. Anyone has a question? Okay. Okay, we start with the man. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's about this your oil
Yes.
that you say is 34,000. Which is it Mobi 1 or which oil is that?
Yes. Well, Mobi 1 falls into the grade. So, yes, it's that grade.
It's Mobi 1?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Another question, if I bring a customer for you to service,
Yes.
are we on percentage or you just give us anything you
Percentage.
like? On
Percentage.
what percentage, please?
Yes, percentage. Mr. Gabriel and myself, we discuss individually. We have it. We are working out the percentage sometimes on the total, whether it be on the total cost or whether it's on the net. I would rather want it to be on the total, because lest anybody says we are just shortchanging them by declaring a reduced net profit, isn't it? So we just use the total. But you know, when we do a net profit value, the percentage will be high. But when we do it on the total figure of the invoice, the percentage will be low. You understand me? So we have it established. Mr. Gabriel will discuss with you. It's a standard. We have discussed that.
Okay. If I want to buy a part as a dealer,
Yes.
are you giving us discounts?
Yes. Mr. Gabriel is there. We give.
And are you giving us a special number so that you know this is a regular customer or partner?
Thank you. They will register you as a customer. That's just like I told you to give us code. You also have a code with us. So you will be registered as this person with this code. That's what. So you'll be buying along that. We'll have a special discount from us. Yes. So please, Lawrence, take note of those questions so that first, the discount for the referrals. Second, the discount for purchase of parts as a dealer. Yes, yes, we have special package for you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My own question is, we have the database of our customers,
Yes.
and then some of the customers are not based in Lagos
Okay.
because we sell all over Nigeria.
Yeah.
So if I have a customer that is based in the north,
Yeah.
that I want to introduce him to you for the service of his car,
Yeah.
do you have branches all over Nigeria?
Okay. Yeah. We have, like I showed you the other time. Can you, yes, our man. Can you just let us look at our spread and we see where we can give support? But in this case, yes, we will do it for you, but it is not. It's going to be a dealer, but the dealer is under our supervision. You understand me? Yes. So we can do it. Can you? Is it forward now or back? Yeah, I think it's here. So you see where we are. You see. We are here in Ogun State, Oyo State. That is Oyo State. Here we are. This is Lagos. Although we are Kwara, Abuja, that, and here. And here, yes, this man, we are going to finish up the agreement with him latest before the end of November. We are in Uyo, we are in Calabar, and Owerri is as good as done. 2 workshops there already in Owerri. So, yes, these are the locations. We can do that. Yeah. But if you have any workshop that you feel has the right quality, you refer to us. We will still appraise them and we can bring them in. the workshop has to be one that it cannot actually live up to a particular standard, you understand? And even if it is not, a willingness on the part of the proprietor to also upgrade is what is most important. But if it is somebody you are telling and he's still sticking back where he has always been, that is not right for us. But when we tell you, do it like this, and you can abide, that is fine for us. Then that is what we call in Japanese language Kaizen. That is continuous improvement. So Toyota is all about Kaizen. Everything about Toyota is about continuous improvement. Just like I was asking about Chief Adeojo, the same thing when Toyota started. It was a simple young man that was watching his mother. The mother was weaving, doing this weaving, and she was toiling and suffering and that. And he looked at it and said, why is my mother toiling so much? Supposing I just manufacture a machine that she can use to do this weaving much more easily. That was how he began, like that. You understand? So we don't expect to have 100% at first time. Yes, the person must belong to it, but then we want the person to grow. As far as the person is ready to adjust to what we are talking about, we call it Genchi Genbutsu, go and see the place. We have challenge, that is where you want to go, and then we have Kaizen to take you from where you are now to where we expect you to be. So that is the method of our management. So we are not expecting 100%.
Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity given to us. I have a question based on what you have said earlier on trade-in facility.
Yes.
The window concerning this was opened. Was this specific numbers of years? For example, I purchased a Toyota car.
Yeah.
Is it after 5 years I can do that with you, or 10 years or 15 years and so on like that?
Okay, I'll answer. I see.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the number of years. It's dependent on the current value of the vehicle, the evaluation. Right now, we have a project to do evaluation and valuation for BAT. And one of our men will go around, we check the vehicles and see what values can be ascribed to each and every vehicle. Now, that is what you trade in with. Assuming, for instance, that after looking at a vehicle in terms of current, somebody can buy a vehicle today, and by the next 6 months is looking much more older, worn out, than somebody who has used his own for even 6 years. So it's on the current status of the vehicle that we can now place a value on it. So now that value may be 50 kobo is the current value. But to buy a new one is probably 2 naira, isn't it? So what do? So for the dealership we are going to use to do that, they can take the 50 kobo vehicle and then take 1 naira 900 and something, isn't it? 900. So in order to complete the 2 naira, you understand me? And then give the person the brand new vehicle, so that with the money they have collected on hand plus selling this one that is worth 50 kobo put together will make up the price of the new one. Yes, that is how it worked out. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me, our man, the videographer, can you do something? Go back there, let us show you something. It's about our offerings. Yeah, next slide, going forward. Go forward again, forward again. Okay. We say own workshop support. Yes, we can support you. Some people write application and they say they want, sometimes they have an already existing one and they want to resuscitate some, to upgrade, and that we have your men at Asababi, that's what do you call them, Okocha Abi, AC Okocha, and you have some others that are coming. When you go there right now, or some time ago when I passed there, it used to look like a graveyard. but he wants to bring life to a graveyard, so he's bringing it back. So we're going to give that support. If you want to come afresh, because we need to do an evaluation, you can come to us. Being people who are good at developing workshop, we can support you, but that is not at the point of bringing you to management. I can give you the standards normally as an individual, like you give me, like I can talk to any one of you, say build it to this level. If you want me to give you any material for the standard, I can give you. It's when you have gotten to a level, you can now write to management, you understand me, and say, okay, come and see what I have. Then from there, management now comes in and says, okay, this. That means me, who had been helping you before, of course, I already know what it's supposed to be like. So if only you have listened to me, you would have been good, well prepared for management to come and see. Because the person consulting for you from the onset is already a master in the thing, isn't it? So I know how to lead you to get prepared for management to come and see. But if just come and show us an empty land, it's very difficult. That is absolute zero, isn't it? So there must be something. You say, so we can't take you from that absolute zero. You must have something, no matter, like I said, you don't have to score 100%, but there must be something on ground where you build from. So if you want from the scratch, it will be on an individual basis. The person will take you to somewhere. Then you can now write to management, and then we go officially from there. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes, we have a very large stock. If you come to our capacity facility there, I wish we had it here. We have, I've forgotten the square meters of land, and of course the cubic meter in terms of space where we are parking the thing, but our warehouse is very large, and the line item range is very, very wide. But you don't stock in spare parts, you don't stock every part that is needed. You understand? Okay. So there are some that are special, but the basic parts that you need, and depending on the frequency of those parts, we have them for all those ones. And we want to have more. That is why, like I told you, we are having this engagement forum, because we are looking for data. We want to have, the more data we have, the more accurate will be our stocking. You understand me? Yes, that's what we want. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay. Yeah, he wants to ask a question. Let him finish. Yeah, okay. Yes. No, that is no longer happening. We have them. We have them. Yes, it's different now. We have them, and we even want to expand in that direction with this facility, because this facility, when you go in here, over 70% of the vehicles that come here are not ours. So it's already a discovery for us that the vehicles that visit the workshops, maybe other Toyota dealerships, are not really ours. Consequently, we extract the data and will be able to now stock and supply much more accurately to you. That is what I meant when I said we are going to use this engagement to be able to have data and information for what? Managing our business more accurately. All right, thank you. So, I think this one. Good afternoon.
My question is, I want to ask that please you should give us idea on painting, the cost of painting, minimum of coaster, IAS and Hilux, minimum and IAS, so that we can just have
An idea. Mr. Anishan, come up, Mr. Anishan. Yeah, it's, I think, like he said, depends on which one. Do you want, is it Sandos, or do you want Duxon? You understand me? And you want to paint the entire vehicle afresh. Okay, he can give you that. But you know, in our own system here, it's not always that we paint completely, because our people can mix the paints to 1/2 inch perfection to what is already there. So why people paint the vehicle most of the time completely is because they cannot blend the colors very well. They mix in, so they feel better painting everything. But here with Mr. Nishant and with our people here, they will just, you remember when he mentioned the one of a small unit of painting equipment, you just take to the door, you paint the door, you carry it again and you go to the bumper. Yes, you can always do that. So, but let him tell you, I don't think, yeah, Mr. Nishan,
Yeah,
continue.
no, you explained everything in detail now. Now, highers and coasters are white color, basically solid colors, right? So it's always better to give a estimate on the condition of the vehicle. How old is the vehicle? Is it rusted parts are there, or it was multiple times painted? So those based on those condition, I can give a estimate accordingly. But normally it will comes around roughly 500,000 to 550. Yeah.
Okay, so now, like he said, you see, you have the old one and see how difficult it is to start changing. But you know, there is a difference between when you have to buy materials completely for one job and when you have to use leftovers that from some others and use them for another one. You understand now? So, but the bill he is going to give to you for painting everything, I think it is better you look at it one-on-one with him. Hmm? Yes, it's better you look at it one-on-one and then you can know what it comes to.
One
Taking a
thing,
general painting situation where the vehicle can be of any age and all that may not be accurate, and then look at the delivery also. It's better after this, then with Mr. Nishan, Mr. Gabriel, you can interact with those that are down there, then you can see what it comes to.
and moreover, I have seen that people are interested in trading vehicles. Now, trading vehicles, when you're getting an old vehicle, you can do a refurbishment, I mean painting whole body. Then we have a product. After complete painting and clear coat application, but now vehicle is become new. To keep it new, we have one product, just apply on the surface. It will remain there for 7 years. 7 years, the warranty is there, right? So you can save those fade out problems and other things.
Okay.
Yeah,
So after painting,
yeah,
you now apply it,
yes, it's
And-
very simple.
and it has a warranty
Warranty of 7 years.
of 7 years. So,
So many
Yeah.
surprises are there.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for all you have explained to us.
Thank you.
I really appreciate.
All right.
My question is this: the key programming.
Yes.
And you mentioned key programming.
Yes,
Is
yeah.
It's under the special.
Yes, one of the special tools we got,
and
yes.
it's free, right?
Sorry?
It's free for the customers.
No, that sort of service is not really free to program key or to cut a new one. No, because you see, even before you program, you find that either the system itself or the door lock has been removed. So we have to buy. If it is just ordinarily doing the program with computer, it's a different thing. But you have to replace items before you program.
Yes.
So that is why it costs money, because we can't do that now.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it covers for all the year model.
Yeah, every Toyota model we can do for you,
So,
but it comes at that cost. You understand?
okay.
Okay, yeah.
When, hello.
Hello,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Yes, sir.
When can we start other spare parts? The spare parts store, phone that one can call.
Yes, yes. For spare parts, you can call us anytime. We have an OTC. When we get there, you will see the OTC store. You can also call our normal customer service line. When you call our customer service line, of course, it will refer you to spare parts. So what we are discussing now is sometimes how to dispatch the items. They will work out with them during the call, and then whether to take it to you or you to come, it's not a problem. They are there waiting. In fact, it's like he was telling me this morning that you got some orders from some of the people that came last week. Not so. GO, have you?
Yeah.
GO is already ordering. ABC wants us to repair the engines and give warranty on them, have you? And some others. So we have them. We have Chevron. We have all of them. So we're giving quality service there. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question?
Okay.
Any?
Yeah.
Second to the last, so that we can go for
Okay.
the facility tour.
Okay. Then. Yes. Good afternoon. Yes. Yes. Yes.
To your workshop,
Yes.
or you come to our workshop to come and satisfy,
No.
or we go to the nearest of your workshop.
No, those dealer workshops will not serve us. It has to come here.
This place, particular this place.
It will be evaluated here, rated here, and then when
You
it is
can
posted
display
with a certification, yes, it
Okay.
has to be done here.
But what about the risk of bringing the car from our workshop to
We
here?
know. I know that some of you say there is a risk attached to driving it down here or whatever, but unless you're going to have, God forbid, that sort of accident that actually makes the vehicle to require such a. If it is a scratch or something, after all, we have something here.
It's not about scratch alone.
Mm.
Anything can happen.
Collide
you
like
can't
that.
predict accident. I've had experience as customer is a dealer is taking a car to Ibadan
Yes.
to for show
Yes.
and get accident on the road.
I know. Yeah, but you see, it's still the same. Let me tell you something. Actually, I know much about this because my daughter is in the business of this. So a lot of times people don't want to move their vehicle and all that. So I know it's there, but there is really nothing we can do than you bring it to our place. We use, because we are going to use all this equipment we have here to certify your vehicle. We are going to put it on the suspension analyzer. We are going to check your beam and know that your beam is well focused. We are going to run a check on it. So we cannot do that elsewhere. The vehicle has to come here. That is why we can certify
Okay.
it.
Maybe you can try. I'm suggesting if you can get the towing vehicle and then we pay for the towing vehicle.
Okay, fine. That is why I tell you we have
And
it.
the
We have
towing
it.
vehicle we have insurance.
It's to
too.
carry. It's to
Yeah,
carry.
to
Yes.
carry
No
is better.
problem. No problem. We have it here now. When you go out, you can see two bays that are dedicated to that. We say we have partnership with them, and we are constructing our own to change, make it a low bird out of a diner and out of a Hino, that can carry this into that place. So no problem. You can pay. It's fine.
And then what about if you put our car on your platform and we make a sales, what is your own commission? How are we going to do it?
That is what we will talk now going forward. So we are going to sit down with you. No, we won't ask for the head of John the Baptist. We know what we will ask for. You understand? So we will ask from you, and then yes, and we'll partner. It's all about partnership. Once it is set and there is a willingness to go with it, the amount won't stop us, have we? Somebody can shift. Somebody will shift this way. Somebody will shift this way. But we'll come to a point where we always agree because we want to do business. Because if we don't want to do it now, so what are we going to do next? We have to do business and we have to make it work somehow.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sylvester.
Okay.
Any question on the last one? Any other one? Okay.
Yeah, we now take you on a facility tour, which is item 6. We want you to see what we have on ground. So Mr. Gabriel is going to lead the way. Thank you very much.
Before we go, I know once we go down to the downstairs, I'm sure nobody want to climb. So let's take a group photograph here before we go down.